Good morning, everyone, and happy Tuesday. Spark It Up Tuesday here, and I hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. So, today I was asked to talk about doing um, something to do with business plans. So, it's a good time to talk about business plans. Businesses should be starting to reopen over the next few weeks, maybe a couple of months, if all things continue to go well, not only in this state of Massachusetts, but in most of the states across the country. So businesses get to reopen. What's that going to look like? I think none of us really know that. But if you do have a business that you're looking to reopen, you might want to take another look at your original business plan. So I think a lot of people have a different take on really what a business plan is. Oftentimes, I find that people think it's something that you write so that you can get funding, whether it's from a private investor or a bank, and then you stick it in a drawer and you never look at it again. But in actuality, a business plan is really your roadmap. It's the definition of what your business is. So it isn't really something that should be shoved in the drawer to never look at again. It should be something that you look at on a fairly regular basis because it is so easy. I'm sure as entrepreneurs, you can imagine it is so easy to be driven off course or wandering and thinking of you have to fix something else and you go down this road and just to get away from the core of what it is that you do and who you serve, which is the most important piece of your business. And that is often forgotten or not paid attention to because of all the different fires we're putting out and things that we're addressing. A business plan, even the review of it after it's already been done, is a good way to kind of draw you back in and say, oh yeah, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing. So just a couple of tips. I took a course, well, I'm still in the process of taking the course. It's been almost a year. This amazing course offered by a company called Sixth Division. And their course is not about business plans. It's actually just about the client journey and really dialing that in and sealing the cracks and just making sure that whenever a potential lead, prospect, new client enters your business ecosphere, let's say, what happens? Where do they go? Who do they visit? And just to make sure that they don't get forgotten. So you seal the cracks. But part of that process in doing that, you have to pick what it is, one of the items that you sell, whether it's a product or service, just one item. And you should do this for every item, but in our exercise, we did it for one item. And then we fill out this form and it's so simple. I'm just going to share it with you. I'm sure they won't mind at Sixth Division. Well, they might, but they're probably not watching this. But it's just such a simple thing. So if you think in your head, what do you sell? What is it that you sell? One thing. And you ask yourself, what is it? So you describe it like you would to somebody that you've never met before that said, oh, what do you sell? And you pick one thing and then you describe it. The second thing is, who's it for? So write down, that's kind of your customer avatar, as they say, right? Write down exactly who the ideal person is to buy your product or service. So write that down. The other part is, who's it not for? It's such a great exercise to determine who this isn't for. Then you write down good reasons to buy. What is a good reason to buy your product or service? And then you do the opposite. What's a really bad reason to buy your product or service? And then what does it include? And then what it doesn't include. And if you just, with a piece of paper or on your computer, and you just write these things down, it really does start to create this really, really clear picture of what you sell. So that's just kind of a precursor to get into your business plan. But if you don't already have one, a business plan, it does not have to be some thick tome-like book at all. It could actually even just be a few pages. But it really needs to be something that when someone picks up and reads it, they get the full picture of what it is that you offer. You really want that for yourself. This will help keep you super grounded in your business. And if you can be super clear, crystal clear and grounded on who you are and what you do and what you sell and how you sell it, all of this is included in a business plan, and you are always brought back to that, you will run a very successful, highly efficient, most likely if you use profit first, a highly profitable business. So lastly, just going to go over an outline of a business plan. And then next week, we're going to dig in a little bit deeper to it. But a business plan should have an executive summary. I'm going to read this because I wrote this down and then I didn't memorize it. So your executive summary, this is usually the very first page, other than your cover page, is a concise 1 to 4 page summary, right? usually 1 to 2, really. I don't know why it says 1 to 4, but 1 to 2 page summary illustrating the key points that are detailed in each section of your business plan. So you're touching on the rest of the sections I'm about to go over. Again, a summary of what's included in the plan, a summary of what your business is. The second part is your business overview. That's your elevator pitch, right? That's one paragraph, 30 to 60 seconds max. It would take you to read it out loud. Then you want to get into your legal structure, the type of business, obviously, food service, professional service, construction, whatever it is, how you'll conduct business. So that would be whether you're a storefront, in an office, remote, online. It might seem kind of obvious, but you want to put that out there, and it would be nice to have that as a nice bullet point. Where's your location? So where's your business out of? Or if it's worldwide, you could put that in there, but where's your home base? Then you have your operations plan. This is where your efficiencies happen. This is really important to lay this out, especially if you're looking for, well, not only if you're looking for funding, bank lending or whatnot, but also just to remind you of how you thought out how you wanted your business to run. So an operations plan is an explanation describing how the business will function, including the physical setup and the responsibilities for every specific task. This could be kind of lengthy. It's a great exercise, but even just to get something on paper, just do an overview of it. Then you have your market analysis. Clearly, you should know who your competitors are, the market that you're in, the market that you're serving. So that is something that you can really just do on Google. I mean, really, a lot of this business plan, once you have your ideas, you can find so much great information on Google and just doing some deep searches. And you probably know a ton of great information out there. Then you go over your products or services or both and detail what those are and what they include, kind of what we just talked about. Sales and marketing. So that could be your marketing calendar, your social calendar, whatever you want it to be. But there should be a system for that, a setup. This is how you're going to market. The worst thing a business owner can do, and I especially see this sometimes with retail, restaurants, even some of the services, painting, landscaping, whatnot, is they feel like they have a couple of friends that, oh, I'll use your business if you sign up. I'll go into your store if you open one. That is nothing. Every friend's going to tell you that. So what you really need to know is you really need to pretend like nobody's going to come into your store. Nobody has heard of you. You have no friends. You have no family. You need to think like that. And how are you going to get people in? That's the strategy you really need to hone in on, because what I was saying was the worst assumptions people can make is that once they put together a beautiful store and unlock the front door, the people are going to walk in. You could be in the busiest mall in the world. It's just not going to happen. There needs to be a driver, especially these days. There needs to be a presence. There needs to be something they can identify with. It takes some work. So definitely a strong sales and marketing plan on how you're going to get people in your store or in your business, buy your services. You want to document that. And then there's the competitive analysis. So then that's when you really go toe to toe with whatever competitors you can find. And that can actually be kind of fun. So you dig into that. Then you go into the management team. So who's going to run the place? Who are you? Maybe put your resume in there or why you're the best person to do this. And who else is going to be on your management team? Again, those could be resumes, but it's more fun to make it personalized. Just write maybe 1 page per every person on your management team. And the last part is your financial plan. And of course, that's where we really deep dive in. And that's where most people kind of flip to in a business plan, right? From the executive summary, they're going to go to the financial plan and they're going to want to see, okay, well, how much revenue are you going to bring in? What are you going to bring to the bottom line? What's it going to cost to do this? So a financial plan will have startup costs and what the balance sheet's going to look like. Then it's going to go into what they'll call your pro forma. So I would do, when we work with clients, the first month, how many months will look like that. We make adjustments and then we look at a whole year and then we can look at 3 or 5 years beyond that based on certain assumptions. And again, these are assumptions. I mean, there's nobody has a crystal ball, but as a business owner, it comes with certain responsibilities. And one of those responsibilities is to know your stuff and be able to predict fairly well how well your business is going to do, how much money it's going to bring in, how much it's going to profit, who it's going to serve, how many employees you're going to have. It really should have all this information. So again, I'm going to wrap this up. I know this was super long today. Sorry about that. But a business plan, whether you're reopening your business or you're planning on starting one, as businesses start to reopen in this economy, start with a business plan. It doesn't have to be a humongous document. It could be a few pages, but use the topics I talked about. really zero in on what it is that you're selling and who you're selling it to, and just get going. And if you need any help, you know where to find me. Thanks for watching. Have a great Tuesday.